50%.
But see, you guys are arguing, you guys are looking at it that you're bringing a buyer to this house. Who gives a shit who the buyer is? You're trying to list this house.
I get it. That's why we're staying on, I hear you, Barry. We're staying on track with getting the commission.
This, yes. Now, this particular thing, when you show them this,
I like that. Can you put that on the slide? So you have money. Yeah. Where's that slide there?
we're not done yet. This particular, this particular slide, in 21 years, you guys need to hear this. I like to joke around.
I'm sorry.
This particular slide has probably made me about $500,000 in real estate over the 21 years I've been in the business.
That's it.
Because while you guys are selling something at 2.5%, I am selling 2 houses. The next one, please. You take it at 2.5%. Our average sales price in this office is $496,951. So you sell, that's great. You're still making $4,969. Or sorry, $6,211. But you know what? I'm making $9,000. That's what you're getting after Weiger takes their 50-50 split. And you may be higher. That's 50%. So for every 3 houses you have to sell, I sell 2 and I'm making more money.
Because you find in the houses that have 3%.
No, because I'm getting, I'm demanding. Now, the food, the balloons, the little thing here, I don't know if they can see it, this thing, everything, I'm about making a spectacle. When you go there, what makes me stand out different than when someone else shows up? Why am I getting 3 or 4 or 5% on my listings? Has anyone gotten a 10% listing in this office? On this call, anybody? I've taken 3 in my career. 2 were commercial, 1 was residential. Commercial, you tend to get 10% more off. I've taken 9% listings. I've taken 8% listings. We have I just closed in a 7 or 8. I don't know. I've closed a bunch of them this year. But you have to go in cocky. You have to go in confident. Why you stand out from the rest? Now, we go in as a team. We go in deep. There's sometimes 4 of us at a listing presentation.
What?
That's the way to do it.
Now, speaking to that,
Scaring them.
I didn't hear you, Cheryl.
Scaring them.
I'm scaring people no matter what. I think you need to be larger than life. Okay, that's why I'm wearing the cape, the Superman thing.
You wear the cape?
No,
Oh.
they won't let me. They draw the line. But you have to have a shtick. You have to have a reason that you stand out above them. Okay? There's no difference between the business I'm doing and how we're presenting their house and marketing it than what Peter does or Deb does. I mean, we do it better, but there's no difference. So how do I differentiate my team or myself from every other agent who's coming in there? One, we talked that we market 2 agents. Weiger spends $2 million a day to market your properties. Don't yell at me, Stephanie. I can't spend $2 million a day to market your property, but I can market it to other agents. There's 8,000 possible agents who may have a buyer to come in to buy your house. Well, I need to make sure they know about your house. So that's one of the ways we tell them about it. No other agent who goes in is going to tell them that. So you want to differentiate yourself so you can get the 8%, 7%, 6% listing. Now, when we were up at Fredonia, well, Nick Juba said he'll do it for 5%. Or 3%. 3%. Remax.
No, he has his own. He has his own company.
Yeah. So he said, we'll do it for 3%. Well, he was presenting it the same way as me. So I said, it's impossible. That market share, that business model won't work. You can't make money just doing 3%.
Yes, you can. Go in his pocket.
Was that a question?
I don't care.
Oh, it's just somebody who's on. It's Debbie. So I went back to them and I said, that doesn't work that way. It can't. Literally, while we're sitting there, the seller's daughter got on Google, pulled it up and saw that the industry standard in our area is 6%. And that's what I tell them. Because we're going for 6% on that one. Nick Juba's going to do it for 3%. She called Nick. Why we're at? I said, call him. And what I told them is what he said, because he had to give them the full number. We took the listing. It's all about, one, you have to know your numbers, you have to know your facts, you have to know stories, and you have to stand out from the other people. So Nick was trying to out Eric me, and he lost. What we're going to do for you now is do a little bit of a mock listing presentation so you can see some of the objections.
Seller has applied for the CO.
I'm
Yes,
going
you
to
do have
mute
to
you.
apply for a CO.
I'm going to mute you guys on Zoom because you're talking and I don't think you realize that we can hear you.
No, I
Has
do it
applied for the
usually-
CO.
I'm doing a 7% listing. I take 4 and offer out 3.
Oh, the test came back negative.
But I like doing round numbers. So I like doing 8 and 6.
There we go.
7's okay. 10 is better.
So before you get into your dialogue, and I lost your page because I was muting people. I just want to say, you know what, guys? I wish that I'm not even interested in the 7 and 8%. That's great. But you guys undercut yourself so much every single day, and half the time you probably don't even have to. You just automatically in your mind assume like you come in at 5%. A lot of you go in at 5% automatically, never even starting at 6. I always say at least start at 6. And then even if you already have predetermined because it's a past customer, it's your friend or family, that you're going to do 5, then say, because it's you or because of my relationship, I'll do it for 5.5 and give yourself that 3, right? Our office has given away, and I'm talking about above and beyond what you take, already, 66,000 back to our sellers and buyers this year, mostly sellers. The biggest, that's more than any other office anywhere. So you know what's going to happen in the future? They're going to start telling us, you guys, it's coming off your side, because for some reason we can't control it here, but everybody else can. Randolph has not given away 1 penny back to their clients. You think they have different clients there, but their clients are saying, oh, no, they're not asking for anything back? No, but when you stand strong, your clients are not going to kill a deal. I know you guys, you believe that it's going to happen. They're going to go move on. They say all this stuff. They're not going to put it back on the market and then spend 2 months and going through all that. That's their initial reaction because they're emotional and they're upset and they're mad with whatever's going on, but it's not going to happen. So even if you just went in at 6% and really tried to get that 6 and then came down, if they really fought you about it, it would be huge. But you don't. You go in at 5 and then they want 4.5 or they want 4. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already down there at the bottom. So it's really about thinking about what you can bring to the table and how you can differentiate yourself. So think about the things he's saying. Wiker spends $2 million a day or a week marketing your property. So I don't have to do that. What I'm going to do is market to the agents or whatever the case may be. Share with them because, I see it out there every day. You guys have. I thought it was someone on here again. I was like, I muted them all. We're seeing more 2%, right? Out there, we're seeing more 2%. And when you guys see it, the first thing you do is call me or come in my office. You're so mad that an agent is giving out 2%. You're so mad. Like, I can't believe it. Why am I bothering doing this? And I'm like, listen, that's the way, if you continue to let it go this way and you continue to reduce your commission, you're going to be at 1% next year. It's not going to even be worth it for you guys to do business anymore. So you guys have to fought for yourself.
Yes.
You have to fight. You have to fight for your business and for and for what you do, because you know you're worth way, way, way more than 2%. Way, way, way more. on
And
those
we're gonna
transactions.
cover what Missy just said is one of the objection handlers I'm gonna talk about as we do the role play. And literally, we'll go around the room. We're gonna start with Kelly, because I told her this morning and Jessica this morning that they're gonna be the customers, but they know the objections because they're in the room with me when we're talking. Personally, I like sitting in the living room to do my listing presentation, because I think it's more comfortable and family and cozy, and you're building more rapport. Your styles are going to be different than mine. I love our listing presentation. I have yet to open the book and do a page from it in any listing presentation this year. Sorry, Missy. One listing presentation we went on, we were there for 2.5 hours. A half hour of it was talking about her horse dressage jump, the horse jumping. And we discussed that because I want to be a steer wrestler when I grow up. And then I played with their dog for 45 minutes. And then we talked about what their house is worth. That's the only reason we opened the book up. So I had to be, I had to apologize to the people I'm training that they never really get to see the actual listing presentation presented, really, but that's my style. Whatever your style is, work this into it. So what we're going to start with is the beginning, and we're going to skip the middle part of the presentation because you don't need to hear me talking about our online presence and stuff like that. You know how to do that. So Kelly's going to start out as a customer. I'm the listing agent. And the other thing is, there's a difference between a listing presentation and a listing appointment. It's a mindset. When you're going out to a house to make a listing presentation, in your head, stop calling it a listing presentation. It's a listing appointment. You're going there and taking the listing. Now, all this commission stuff aside, if they won't give you 7%, they won't give you 6%, take it at 5%. Don't give up money. But try and get the numbers. That's the first thing. All right, so we've just sat down, we've toured the house. I've built a little bit of rapport talking about her horses or whatever the hell it is. So we sit down. Okay, Kelly, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I don't know, 4%.
I haven't said that yet. We're just sitting down at the.
Oh, we're just sitting down. Okay, my bad. Well, I don't know. I might have to think about it. Maybe I'm not ready, and my friend's an agent.
Okay. You completely threw me with that objection.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I never talk bad about another agent to a potential customer. So you got to decide what you want. But your friend's not here, so let's forget about her or him and go on with what we're talking about.
Okay, well, what are you gonna do for me that some other guy like down the block is gonna do for me?
I have no idea what they're going to do for you. I know what I'm going to do.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get into the commission side of things.
Oh.
That's what this class is about.
Okay, well, what are you gonna charge? Because I know someone down the road is only gonna charge 2%.
I charge 4%.
Okay, well, can you cut that?
No.
Well, why shouldn't I go with?
Well, let me go back to that. Actually, all commissions are negotiable. We can charge 5%.
Okay. Well, but the other guy's charging 2%.
Did you guys also notice that I went from 4 up to 5? She,
Oh, go for it.
Wharton has a blue ribbon school district. Wharton is a blue collar town with a blue ribbon school district. Its taxes are reasonable, and it goes to some fantastic schools, and it's a very family-friendly town. Yes, I do. It's a mining town.
I feel like you mentioned, I feel like you're describing Mine Hill.
It's any town. You need to be able to bullshit with the best of them. It's a conversation. What do you get for 4%? Your house sold at the top dollar you can get. And we're gonna go through and I'll show you what I do. We have, well, the biggest thing I'm gonna be doing is Weichert spends $2 million a day to get your house sold, to market it to everybody in the world. We have the top brokerage website, independent brokerage website in the world for real estate. We have all that stuff. But there's 8,000 possible agents who could bring buyers into this house. My goal is to never show your house to a person. My goal is to put 8,000 people to work to sell your house for you. So through our marketing, through our Talking House program, Talking House, for those of you who don't know, it's a radio station you put in the house. It plays a pre-recorded loop of someone. They tune their car radio to the station that is put on the sign out front. It's obsolete technology. No one else uses it. Differentiating myself. So whatever you got to do, you explain what you do that's different than someone else. So I went through a couple things that I'm different. What I'm going to do, marketing it to the agents, talking about Talking House, those type things. Okay. How much do I keep? As much as I can, just like you. I'm very, I'm aggressive and flippant with my answers. It may not work for you guys. Like Jessica absolutely will not use my style. She's sweet and innocent, not disgruntled, old, and bitter. But the whole thing is you're sitting down having a conversation. So how much do I keep? Well, it depends. If your house is for sale for 3 months, I have to do extra advertising, more stuff. My job is to get it sold and under contract within 30 days. So the quicker I sell your house, the more money you make, because it's going to sell quicker, it's going to sell for more money, and the more money I'm going to make.
What is your marketing strategy?
Marketing strategy is this. I let Weichert do what Weichert does. I let the internet do what the internet does. I market to agents. I do open houses, which you've seen before. I've shown you our innovative open house program. We do Facebook advertising. I have an 8-point plan. Literally, no one ever asks us that, to be honest.
I was asked that.
But I go through what Weichert does, what the internet does, because it just generically, systematically goes through IDX and everything. You end up on about 180 different websites that you can't even figure out how to get them there. They end up there. Okay. And then I say, and on top of it, what I'll do is make sure that not only is your house listed on Weichert.com and Realtor.com and that Zillow place, that it's actually on every other major brokerage website. You don't have to tell them what IDX is. Make it sound like you're the one doing it for them. But my biggest thing is you tell them you're marketing it to the 8,000 possible other agents who could bring a buyer into their house.
Can you go back to I charge 3% or whatever it was, how you get to the.
We will. So just continue. Okay, what was your last objection? You didn't do a good job with it. But that's
I
okay.
know,
I did assume you guys practiced this before, but apparently not.
No, I didn't want her to practice because I didn't want it to come in canned.
He told me at 11, like, oh, you're going to do this. I'm like, okay.
It was 10. So Jessica, we sit down. What's the first thing that they ask? I charge 4%.
Oh, you only charge 4%? I'm gonna get you now. Oh, you only charge 4%?
That's correct.
That's it?
Yes.
So everybody gets 4%?
No, me.
Just you?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Then you just signed the contract, right? The contract. Oh, what's it so?
Well, let me go over that part since you guys want to get to that. Okay.
That was
Well, I already heard how
that
you
chart
do
that
it.
you were
I'm
showing
just saying.
before.
Now, yeah, but let me do this part. I lead into signing the contract with this and asking them for it. My last thing I say, I'll ask them, do you know what the difference between a good agent and a great agent is? Does anybody know what, you guys can't answer. Do you know what the difference between a good agent and a great agent is?
No, what is it, Eric?
Difference between a good agent and a great agent, no one gets out your door and I point to their door without us saying, would you like to make an offer on this house? I said, you would not believe how many times in an open house, a house doesn't get sold because they're not asked if they want the house. You know, it'd always be closing thing. So would you like to list your house? And at this point, they're in love with me or they hate me, but they're like so caught up in the momentum we built.
That's sales pitch, right?
So now they're signing. So I sit down, I got the paperwork, I'm doing it. I get to the point where it's the commission portion. Okay, what would you like to offer out to, Jessica, you handle this one. What would you like to offer out to the buyer's agent? The
No, I
minimum,
thought you said 4%.
I'm not done yet, Jessica's doing it.
Jessica's been doing this. I thought
Okay,
you said 4%.
let me say what I'm gonna say. Okay, what would you like to offer out to buyer's agents? Those 8,000 agents are gonna bring a buyer in, the minimum is 2.5% you can offer. I recommend 3 or 4%.
I thought you said you listed for.
I do. That's what it costs me to get your house sold.
And he said specifically what this thing, what do you charge? Not, he didn't say, he didn't use those words, how much this was, how much do you charge? I charge. Exactly, I charge 4%. He didn't go like how much I list.
Now, in the earlier portion of the conversation, I have stressed, I'm not looking to show the house, so you're not getting those lousy, you haven't brought a buyer through in 3 months. No, that's not my job. My job is to get it marketed, to get the other agents. I've stressed that. So you're getting rid of that crap that you got to deal with 3 months from now or 2 months from now. The calls that Missy gets. Eric was so damn lazy. He hasn't done a damn thing. My house hasn't sold. He hasn't shown the house once. You're getting rid of that headache. But you're also telling them, I'm literally here to list and market your house. I'm not here to show your house. That's,
To me.
That's
as-
different
To me,
there.
as
I
a
would-
person selling you the house, to me, that sounds like. Aren't you getting below?
if we can, because I can disclose dual agency, but everybody wants to put everything into one basket.
Yeah.
But you need to differentiate. We're talking commission versus showings versus this.
I know, but as a seller, as a first-time seller, I would not understand.
That's, it's,
And I would want you to do all.
that's great. And if we can, we will.
Yeah.
But I'm one person or one team. There's 8,000 people.
So you list and move on.
No. What I want to do is list it, market it, do all my work in my office so I get 8,000 people to work for you. I mean, the 4 of us can just work on selling it. We can just do an exclusive, but I think you'll make more money if I got 8,004 people working as opposed to 4 to sell your house.
See, I know the business, so that doesn't work for me. So.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know, so it doesn't work. So
But it's,
these are objectives that I just think some of the agents, whether newer, I'm not gonna talk about the veterans, but the newer agents, it's just, when you know the business, your way of doing it, for me, I'm not gonna talk about anybody else, it's just a little hard to overcome because it's just me, because I'm transparent. So I just can't like,
I'm completely
you know,
transparent. When we're writing up,
It's not transparent. There are a lot of people who do it kind of this way in different ways. It's about presenting it in a way that you're saying, this is what I charge you for list. Now, what would you like to offer to the buyer? That if you want to go back to that other slide.
no, I
maybe that-
totally understand. I
Right.
totally get it.
So
now,
I'll
it's,
like you tell me that I listen. Missy knows I think listening to 5% and I think that that's too much. I feel like I'm not worth 5%. I feel like
we have to
get way
change
too
that
much.
mindset.
Yes.
Right, I give money away all the time because I feel like there are other competent agents that will list also at 5%, so why am I gonna charge them 6? I feel that, right? I need like lots of therapy to get over that part, right?
Well-
I
You're
need
not the only
tons of
one,
money
we all
on the
do.
table,
We
right?
all
Because I feel
Miss,
like
here's something.
that's a lot of money.
Missy talks about this, okay? They're not calling a Wyford agent in. I didn't put it in here. I
They're
should have
not.
put this in here. If
You're
you're-
not going to Capitol Grill and expecting to walk out paying under $100, maybe under $200, right? You don't expect it. You know what you're getting when you
Capitol
go
Grill's not
into a
expensive.
certain place, right?
So here's
That's-
something.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
I
Same
didn't
thing
put
when
this
they
in the
call you.
slideshow, but I'm gonna pull it up now, which will
It's a
get you
mindset.
past your thing.
Oh,
It really
absolutely,
is.
100%.
It's a
Well, yeah,
mindset.
Right, it's my
It
fair.
Yes.
definitely is a mindset.
I'm gonna email everybody.
You're absolutely right.
to-
There are 100 times that I've sat down with people where they've even expected that I'm gonna say 6%, and I don't.
I remember a
Because-
situation where she called me after a listing appointment. To this day, She put in 6%, and that day she was like, I'm going in with 6. Like, I'm
Like
like,
I wrote it
right,
down,
right,
I
right.
wrote it down on
She
my
wrote it
vision
down,
board,
she
like I
was
put it
so-
on the thing, and I had to hand it to them.
They thought it was 7%, and I had 6% down. There was nothing I could do. They were like 6. Oh, we thought we were paying 7. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Here's something,
But I feel like it's too much,
here's
right? But
something,
like,
this is my objection handler when I deal with FISBOs. I don't know, can we show it on the screen? Is it possible to hold it up?
This thing, where am I?
That one that's facing you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta stop my share.
So dealing with what Maura just said,
I'm
you
Vanna
see
White
this?
today, people, by the way.
if you're a bargain hunter, you ain't calling Weicker. If you're looking to sell a couch on eBay, go on with your bad sell. But if you're going to Ashley Furniture, you know you're spending $1,800 on that double recliner. Well, I'm the $1,800 recliner. Okay? If you go in and offer 5%, you know what I'm saying to your people when I go in after you? They say, but Maura's going to do it for 5%. And she told us that. I say, well, you know what? When she's negotiating for you to get more money for your house, she gave up her own money. What is she going to do for you?
I do, right, I know, and I do everything for everybody.
I'm not attacking you,
I know.
but I don't like talking about other agents or brokerages. I don't badmouth them.
It's okay, we all do.
No, I actually don't. And I actually say that I won't talk about other agents because I want it about me. When I tell them, I had this thing showing before. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's broken, so I had to fix it. I had this on the screen before. I talk about after we've taken the listing, I say, I need you to like clear off your dining room table because I need to shrine to Eric. And that's literally the terminology I use. Then I put this for sale sign, I put I put the flyers on it. You got everything I do is a spectacle. If nothing else, they're going to remember that Eric Trautmann was in their house giving them a listing. What was it?
Consultation.
Appointment.
I like
A
to say
listing
consultation.
appointment, okay? When you come in, if you're milk toast, you're toast. So don't change your personality. You're not gonna be me. You're not that good. But
Did you bring the fly swatter today? You know what? I got
But-
this today.
Okay.
Let's-
I'm like, you know.
let's-
And the big rings.
rings. And big rings.
It is, it
You know what?
is.
Now-
That's
And we can have like.
the objection to me on the thing or, you know, well, I think that slide clients that pay more.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
say that again.
When people say, well, I have other agents that will charge less, you know, there are lots of agents who can respond with, well, I have clients that pay more.
Yeah, I mean, in my,
I mean, that's.
Kelly is like sometimes embarrassed because of the stuff I say, 'cause I'm so flippant. But literally,
She needs another drink.
there was,
Oh, yeah.
I think we've taken 11 or 12 listings this year. We sold like 8 or 9 houses. So no, we're not Jackie Stura, but you know, I'm getting back into business. But we're at a listing presentation and I literally, they said to me, well, aren't commissions negotiable? And I said, and I have a picture in my objection handler that says it. Yes, all commissions are negotiable. How high would you like to go? I'm not giving up my money. I got bills to pay. They're sitting in an $800,000 house. They can afford to pay me. They can afford to pay you. Our industry standard is 6% across the board. Now, if we say that, we're not actually going against the NAR code of ethics and we're not going against the monopoly rules or all that stuff. RESPO rules. That's the industry standard. Everything's negotiable.
Antitrust Act.
Antitrust Act.
Compliance, yes,
Sherman, I think.
yes.
So I would fail that class now, obviously. But, so we're writing up the paperwork. Who wants to be the customer?
Tabitha.
Okay,
We all say Tabitha,
so,
but you have to come closer because
Yeah, you have to come
Terry
up
said
on
she
the
can't hear.
No, I just started, look.
Eric,
gotta learn how to do that.
Hey, Peter, Peter, that's genetics.
I'm the joke now?
No, we'll tell you later.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm writing the paperwork. I've already set the stage. I've already set the stage that I'm making a spectacle. I show them pictures of the tube man. You all know my tube man,
Wacky inflatable. Yeah.
okay? They know if they get me, I'm bringing a circus to town. They know all that. We have a customer listed right now who, for once, I don't know if I'm gonna have him sign paperwork. I don't know if he's zooted out of his mind or insane or whatever, but he actually questioned me on the commissions because it was listed 4, 4, and then 8, because it's the total commission. So he thought it was 16%. Now, like a dummy, I said, no, it's only 8. I should have went with the
But
16.
not like a dummy, you're not charging 60% to sell a house, that's.
I was tempted.
You have to.
But, so I had to explain that. But we're writing the paperwork. We've set the premise through everything, through the objection handlers, that I don't want to show your house. My job is like a concert promoter. Their job is to get butts and seats. Mine is to get people to the front door. Okay, so how much would you like to offer out to those 8,000 buyer agents? The minimum that you can is 2.5%. I recommend 3 or 4 to get it sold for top dollar.
See, I can't get.
I thought you said that we were gonna list it 4%.
We are 4% covers my costs and everything for me to market and list your house.
Oh, so you want an additional 3% now?
I think you should put 4% out there.
Oh, so on top of the 4, you want me to add another 4?
Correct.
So it's 8%?
Yes.
Oh, I don't feel comfortable selling my house for 8%. I can have, yeah, I'll just.
So we talked about
I'll
your
call
house.
Merritt Labrick, she'll sell it for 4%.
So we talked about, you said your house, you thought in the beginning was worth 475,000. I told you, I think it's worth 500. So we're already at that 25%. But let's go better. If you listed it, for sale by owner by yourself, what's going to happen is the first thing they're going to do is say, oh, you're not, they're going to take 6%.
Well, excuse me, Eric, but I never mentioned I was gonna sell by myself, to sell by owner, so why are you?
Because if you're dealing with any other agent, that's what you're doing.
Oh, for sell by owner? Oh, okay.
So, like I was saying, what would you like to offer out?
Not 3%?
4?
No, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna, lower
Okay.
than 3.
Okay, we'll do 2.5.
Yeah, you're at 6.5.
Right.
I'm still getting my 3% or 4%, whatever I said. I'm getting paid. I'm not going below 2.5 on what I'm offering out. Now, I'll say to them, now here's the problem with that. Your house is worth 500,000. We sell it for 500,000. After realty transfer fees and everything else, and different taxes and everything, that 0.5%, you're probably looking about $700 in your pocket over $500,000. That's what you're arguing about. Now that 0.5%, back to my, every house is, I don't know what's up there now. Okay, if we offer out 3%, you may make $50,000 more on the house because more people are going to show it. So for $700, saving $700 now, you're going to cost yourself $49,300.
Okay.
So
I get it. You gotta know your numbers. You have to, if you're gonna play, not play, just.
Go play my game.
If you're gonna try to practice Eric's way, you have to know your numbers. Otherwise, you're gonna look like an idiot.
now here's another
No,
thing.
seriously, because you see how he's just going back with the numbers?
Yeah.
You can do this if you know the numbers.
Yeah.
But if you don't know your numbers, we tell everybody,
Right, you should be prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should be
Prepared,
prepared.
now here's the other thing. You have to have a few canned stores. Let's see, what's an objection that you could use that I have a story for? Oh, the other agent told me he'd do it for 2.5% or whatever. Okay, well, let me tell you a story. You're in Randolph. The former high school football coach here in Randolph, Hank Bauer, he set the state record for wins in a year. Okay, or consecutive wins. I think it was 56 in a row. All right. Hank Bauer grew up hating him. I went to Morris Hall School. Go Golden Eagles. Okay, hated Randolph. Then I realized you don't want to hate someone who's good. You want to emulate them. So Hank Bauer changed everything he did depending on the players he had. Hank Bauer had Al Groh and Al Groh's son as his quarterback. Al Groh was a quarterback's coach for New York Giants.
I know all about it, but go ahead.
Okay, so you know he knows what he's doing.
I saw
Yeah.
this house, it's not
So
I didn't interact.
Not at all, yeah, I'm like,
okay, so you have a guy who sets the state record for most consecutive
And his
wins.
first name's not Hank either, but go ahead.
So sets the state record. Okay, now you talk about using another agent. They may have set state records. You know who beat Randolph and Hank Barrow?
Roxbury, right?
No, I did. I caught the winning touchdown pass.
Oh.
So you know what?
No, he doesn't know my brothers played, so that's why I'm looking at him like, who are you?
So
One,
different
one, I want to emulate Hank Bauer and do it for success.
What year?
I'll get to that. I'm working up to a story. Don't worry.
So you know my brothers.
I have no idea who your brothers
Oh,
are.
you're making this up.
No, this is a true story.
He doesn't
So-
go around.
So after we get through this, I say to them,
Well, he knows.
you guys haven't dealt with this story yet. Oh, by the way, I obviously didn't catch the winning touchdown pass. I'm a defensive lineman and offensive lineman. They don't throw the ball out. But here's the thing. You want to emulate Hank Bauer and be part of his team? That's what I want to do. That's why I've built the team I've built and the success I've built. So I want to have the consecutive winning streak for New Jersey. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but now they're thinking about success, professionalism, team systems.
I get that part. I do. I can understand that.
Of us, when he said the name, can relate something with that person's name, right? So if you're sitting there, you are in a town and you do know that a specific person from that town, now you're thinking about that connection with that person.
Now, I happened to speak to Hank's daughter this morning because she's working with Diane Bauer. That's who his daughter is. So it reminded me of this anecdote that I used. I figured I'd use it. Anything you have, I tell stories about everything. My listing presentation isn't about the listing presentation. It's about getting to know me and feeling comfortable with me and giving me your money. That's all it is. It's the rapport. So, okay, who's got who has an objection they want to throw up? Go ahead. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Are you on Facebook, Instagram? How are you gonna come over on to? Because I know a lot of millennials are doing this way. How are you gonna come over there?
Well, first off, millennials can't afford to buy your house. But here's the thing. Yes, we are. We have a system in our in-house whitener system. Part of that $2 million a day is marketing to those systems. Plus, I pay for advertising on Facebook. Okay, we boost advertising, so we make sure your open houses are listed on them, everything like that. You will get weekly updates on how many people have looked at your house. And I just so happen to have it right here because I sent the email out this morning for my people to send to the listings we have of course, I would have this queued up, and I show them the 2,600 or 2,891 people or whatever it was for Fredonia who have seen the house and how many shares got on it because you get those updates. And I show it to them. So yes, I'm on all that. Am I an Instagram person? No, but she's Instagram. And it gets syndicated to all those sites if we set it up properly. Next.
Why should I hire you?
You've already hired me as your agent. Now we're just talking about semantics. Let me tell you a story.
It's all stories.
Can't have your house.
Winston, remember Winston Churchill. Okay, remember who? Remember Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II? He's at a party. Says to a lady, "Ma'am, would you sleep with me for $1 million?" She said yes. So a little while later, he goes up to her, okay, well, here, man, here's 10 pounds. She goes, what type of woman do you think I am? He says, we've already established that. Now we're just negotiating. So now we're just negotiating. You've already hired.
Are you trying to
That-
call him, are you calling Peter a hooker?
No, I would be calling, at this point, I'd be calling myself a prostitute. But I told you I'd tie it in. But you have to have these little canned stories. I'm folksy, I guess, with my presentation.
But
But
it has to match you.
yeah,
Like that matches him. If Jessica or Kelly were to say, it wouldn't come out the same, and it wouldn't come out, wouldn't be the
Yeah.
same way, because they don't, it's not them. It has to be you and what makes sense for you.
yeah, ladies probably don't use the prostitute story.
Oh.
But, and you have to know your clientele also, if he's an accountant, what you gotta do. But fit, if nothing else, all the other stuff I'm doing, I've talked about, the 8,000 agents in New Jersey who could possibly sell the house, no matter where you are, statistically speaking, there's 8,000 agents who could possibly show the house that you're listing. Whether you're North Central or South Jersey, although we don't count Central Jersey. Okay, there's 8,000 agents who could possibly show it. You're gonna charge 3% or 4%, and you talk about the back end when you're writing the contract. Everything else, you want to reinforce those things, but everything else is just your normal way of doing business, doing your listing. It's a listing appointment. You're going to take the listing.
You actually write all the contract out right in here.
Yes. My average listing appointment is about 3 hours.
I think that's key.
That's a camp out.
I have it set up. When you guys,
Only
I go and do stalkerazzi photos. Kelly?
So he'll go, prior to the appointment, he'll go and take pictures around the house.
Or
Oh, no,
on the
no.
outside of the house.
Yeah, owner never knows that we've been there taking pictures of the outside of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, this weird guy in a pickup truck smoking a cigar is taking pictures of my house. I have yet to be pulled over and questioned. Any other questions? Because I think we're running long.
No, but the actual contract, you have it pre-filled out.
I have it pre-filled out, but it's illegal to go there with the commission filled out.
Really?
It is. You can't go with the commission actually number in there.
Did not know that.
It's negotiable. But here's the thing. Everybody thinks because it's negotiable, it means it's 5%. No, you can charge them 10%. You can get 6 and 7%. You're good.
Easy,
Right.
easy,
You-
Mary,
You're
easy.
doing 2 and 3 times the business I'm doing. But you're not making 2 and 3 times the money. You have to do 3 deals for every 2 I do. That's why every weekend I'm somewhere else in another state. Because I'm not as busy as you because I don't have to be. Plus, I have a
You got the
girlfriend.
other 2 girls working.
No. Kelly's away a lot. Well,
But that's what I'm talking about.
you're not very friendly, so you don't go out.
So don't work for there.
Have 2 girls, just have 1 girl.
His team is getting smaller by the minute.
I also have Hayden working. He has joined the team.
Yeah, he's a bit of a little character, isn't he? I met him on
He's a-
Saturday.
So when you, wait, stop. So when you guys are away on the weekends, who's servicing your loans? Like who's servicing your?
I was at a,
Who's servicing your client?
my Jen,
Anyway.
Jen, my girlfriend.
No, I don't mean to look.
No, I'm just saying, this is like-
Let me get stopped.
No, but this is helpful.
Tabitha, I was at a wedding this weekend. There was 2 slow songs. It was younger kids. So there's only 2 slow songs the whole night. I'm outside on the phone smoking a cigar because I had the chance to with Kelly trying to work a deal. I had to pull over on Route 76 to help Jessica with a deal. Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna
at,
try to sell a house for California. I'm gonna see if that works.
I was in
I don't
Pittsburgh.
get it.
I was in Pittsburgh
I'm
selling
just
a house.
saying, how do you service your clients? Like, how do you service them?
It's easy. We do the open houses, but we also have at least 1 or 2 people in state doing stuff. but they're handling the buyers, because I suck with buyers. You don't want me dealing with your buyers at any time. And here's the thing, talking about that before Missy literally says you have to leave. Any of you who
Very
don't feel, who don't feel comfortable with our concept, but you want to make 7 and 8%, I have no problem going with you to your listing presentation and just kind of keep it quiet until it comes to that conversation and handling that side of things.
I think you should. So you could be, you could be like our.
Well, that's why I brought this.
Eric's my wingman. He's-
I don't know if you all can
Where's
see
the
that.
sign of shade? But I want 10%. I think I like,
I've only done that 3 times. So I'll get you a 10% if you want.
The other thing that I have seen some other agents have done is for people like me who are uncomfortable when it comes to that moment, and then I chicken out, right? And then all of a sudden 4% comes out of my, like, I'll be like 2%. I'll just be like, oh, it's 4%.
No,
No, it's
Is that
great,
you
yes.
can,
Yeah.
you can, pre-print to bring with you, not in a contract, right? I've seen like, this is what I do for X%. This is what I do for X%. This is what I do for which do you choose?
if
And have them all above your 5%.
you're the Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
of real estate. Okay? I don't use that term because I'm more Ariat than Louis Vuitton, but
It's still expensive.
I was about to
say.
you have to go in confident
I know.
and not sell yourself short. It's all, look at the numbers.
Know your worth, Mara. Know your worth.
Maura, you got like 37 kids at home and you're selling more real estate than me. You were selling more real estate than me when you're like 18 months pregnant. So
Yes.
think about that. Now think about when those kids are going to get married or those kids are going to college. Would you rather be able to give them this
I'm there.
or that?
Or the mitzvah. You can pay for that. Is that what that's called?
We're at number 3, honey.
Yeah.
We are.
Is it the mitzvah when they circumcise them?
No, that's what the-
Like- Oh, Brent, sorry.
We get off track. We have what you're-
But the biggest thing is incorporate that. If you don't think that I'm the person to come with you to your listing appointment, the girls have offered to go with you if they fit your personality better. But we should literally have, how many listings do we have in the office? About 50? So 50 of them, we should have at least 40 of them at 6%, about 3 or 4 at 7, and the rest mine at 8.
Yours. Mara should all be at least 8. Yeah.
Maura,
Mara,
you-
so we'll be at least 6.
you-
Okay, let's be real.
you are so much better of a realtor than I am. I'm serious. You do more business. You take care of your customers better. You're worth that money. It's literally just mindset. Because once again, going back to it, if you're going to give up your money that easy, how are you going to give up? How much of your clients' money you're going to give up? I've sat at somebody's
I would
house
give up
for
their
6
money.
hours debating him between 5.5% and 6% for 6 hours. Just, I have not, in 12 years, I have not taken less than a 6% listing.
Because you've been practicing this spiel for a while, Eric.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
believe me,
like,
there
you
ain't too
know,
many people who are gonna
some
do
of us-
my shtick.
Gotta say
But-
that.
Make your own.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
This is outstanding, by the way. But he's absolutely right. You are what you hear. He's right. Do you tell them the commission you're charging?
They will, Kelly,
Yes.
we sit down, first walk in the room, after we get the tour. First question is,
What happens to you charge?
I charge 4%. Now, notice one thing, I say 4% and shut up. You start talking, you're buying it back. Now you're at 3%, 2%. Sales is this is like an old sales manager of mine at Comp USA. But when you're doing it, I charge 4%. Look, you've sold it. And you keep talking, you keep talking, you keep talking, now you're buying it back. You want to stay here. Shut up. People hate a vacuum. People hate silence. Don't be the one to fill it. Let them fill it.
When he goes to sign the contract, then he talks about how much you want to pay for it.
So that's one or two strategies. That's a really good strategy. Another strategy, that's an excellent strategy, right? Because that's what he's gonna make, right? So that's the value. Another strategy is the commission has to be written in, right? If the commission's not written in, you're gonna fold. So my strategy was I took 6%, but I never told them. I would say we're gonna now meanwhile, through the presentation, I'm closing, right? I'm closing. I'm closing what open house is gonna be. We're gonna do, I got a copy of the deed, I got the copy of the key, we'll close it.
The little yeses.
So all the yeses, you're closing throughout the presentation. So you do the presentation as if you have it, not as if they're gonna give it to you. Then when it comes time for commission, it's written in. This is we're gonna get started. We're gonna list it effective today. It's gonna go, we'll probably sell it before. We already agreed on the price together. And when it comes to the commission, I use my pen or a wine cork. Sessions, I didn't know that. I would have been early. So I would get to the commission and I would point to it and I would move on. His point of silence, he's 1,000% right. I don't tell them what I point to it. It's right there. I move on. If they're brave enough to bring it up, they go, wait a second, Joe, what about the commission? What do I do then? Body language is important. I smile. I should have explained it. So here's how it works. You're only going to pay that commission to find your buyer that meets all your terms and conditions. We're going to put a co-broke out. On top of that, we're going to keep money inside. I'm only going to get paid when we're done, and I should have explained it. And I move on.
Well, Joe, I want to give you 6%, right? How about 5?
6%. Well, you know, I understand you don't want to give me 6%. There's a lot of things that we do for the money, but you're not giving me 6%. You're giving me, in that case,
4%,
right? You're giving me 4. We need to co-broke, so I should have explained. And I move on. If I get somebody that's really resistant, which could happen, I would say, is there anything else other than the commission why you do business with me today? You think I'm the best realtor? If I'm not the best realtor, then we have something else to talk about. I'm the best realtor? Great. Listen, I'd love to, if I sell your house myself, if I bring the buyer, I'll do it at 5.5. I would try that. If you learn how to negotiate, you make a lot of money. If you get to, there's no money in just doing deals for no money.
That's called a presumptive close, by the way, what he's doing.
Yeah. But there's no money in just turning units. You know what I mean by that? Anybody can get 4% of the state. You don't need skill to get a 4% of the state. You just don't. So there's an agent I met with who big hitter. He said, oh, I need. I said, that's great. I said, who's the best agent in your county? And they said, what? I am. They were right. Who's the best agent in the county? I think I am. Then why are you taking a fee that somebody that's in business for years?
Yeah.
But that's why you know why you're doing it, because you don't believe in what the theory is, because you're not willing to let the silence close the deal. They want to do business with you. They want to do business with you. And the fact is, then you would, at the worst case, I'll do it at 5.5. And you know, if you have to get there, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm going to interrupt you. You're outstanding.
Thank you. Stay here for this. You're like this.
I do what I'm told to.
Oh, sit down. My cognitive. Kelly and I were sitting down figuring that we took 8% and 7% in 1 week. And we're figuring out we're closed on them and we're under contract, right? We're figuring out, we're saying, somebody has to sell 4 houses at 2.5%. Teagle or Macon. As I'm driving to Myrtle Beach. I'm fat, dumb, and happy. Okay? Just take the confidence. You're not gonna do my yeah, you may want to turn the recording off. You're not gonna do my style, but make it your own. Don't sell yourself short. You are the Louis Vuitton or Ariat, in my case. I literally, the balloons were Jessica's idea because she's bought into my making a spectacle. Everything you do sets yourself apart from the other people. I mean, look at Deb. I'm going to point you out, and this is not me making fun. Deb is always put together. Okay, put together, you know, everything. Now I'll show up here in jeans. I used to laugh at agents who show up in jeans, but I'm just too lazy. But Deb's always put together. That's her thing. the little doggy things she has. What are they?
Sheltie.
Sheltie.
Beautiful.
Those wannabe cats. So, but get yourself, you have to have a shtick.
I just say one
Okay.
thing, just went down here on one thing. It's all in the
You are the
preparation.
boss.
Yeah. It's all in the preparation. It's in the one step of getting to know people. It's in having photos. It's in the customized presentation. You know, you win or lose the business before you get to the paperwork.
I'm so happy
It's
you're
all-
here to teach that.
It's all in the breakfast. Step one is all about taking them places in their house they've never been before.
Eric, you're taking it for someone who's doing it to shit.
You know, they're not gonna think more of you because you did it at 5 or 6. They're gonna think more of you because they got great service, they closed and they moved on. That's what they're gonna think. You know, it's like if you go somewhere nice, I'll give you an example. For years, we never went to Root Steakhouse, never went. Why didn't we go? Why don't we like steak? I heard it's expensive. And so we didn't go. So my daughter says we'll go. So what we do? We went. We went for my wife's birthday last year. One of the finest dinners I've ever had in my life. I know it was expensive, but I still to this day can't tell you how much it was. Because I forgot because the experience was so amazing. Or I left said, you know what, we're doing that again. But I didn't go, oh my God, the bill was, I'm over it because the experience was so good. If that makes sense. So,
Now, while I'm not making RVP
sorry for
money,
stepping all over here.
no, but one thing I own Tabitha, like you were blocked by the balloon, so I was trying to move. Make this your own. Literally, take the next listing appointment you're going on. Take the next one you're going on and try this. Who cares if you lose it? Well, Joe will, but who cares if you lose the listing? But let's put it like this. You go for 8%, you don't get it, you fall back to 6%. On the average listing, that's $4,600. That's $2,300 in your pocket more than you would have had for failing. Think about that. If you try for 8% and you have to fall back to 6%, that's $2,300 after your 50% split. And I know you guys are making more than 50%, which Joe, we got to work on that.
The door's closed.
But
I can't hear you.
but seriously, try it. The worst that happens is they tell you no. It's a lot of my theory on this is actually following pickup artists. You know, those guys who go wear the fancy hat and all that, and they make a spectacle when they go to a bar to pick up, and they should not get any of the women they get. It's the same concept. Well, next week is about actually the splits that Wyker's offering. So would you like you to come back?
You know, I can say this though, you take 6, 7, 8% commissions, you accelerate probably in 2 deals.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm accelerating on Wednesday. And I haven't done real estate for 4 years. But now, I want you to think about today. I'm not going to say anything about anybody who presented before, because they have their style. This whole thing was a spectacle, and that's why we did it that way. To make, I can't see Kelly. Just make something different. You will remember this presentation, sorry, Catherine, longer than you remember Catherine's. Okay, well, Deb may not because she's been drinking a lot. But
I've been sharing it with my friends.
but the thing is, differentiate yourself and prove your worth.
And prepare. And that's key. Tabitha, prepare. So that's what you were saying before, like he knows his numbers, he's all that. If you prepared before you went, all of that stuff, you know it right off the top of your head.
Next listing,
Appointment.
you have your drop zone.
There's a lot that plays into Eric's strategy. You got to be confident. Not
Next listing appointment you go on, bring me. I will get you
See,
8%.
and then you need someone to report that. Mary and Eric had a serious appointment.
I like to hear with popcorn and
Please.
I can't believe you people are still here.
Eric,
we automatically go from 6 to 5. We
I
don't
gave
go
away
to
50
5 and
quarters,
3
like,
quarters, or
say,
5 and a half, or 5 and a
I don't give up
quarter.
anything.
know.
I gave up,
I'm just saying, that's something we neglected.
I gave up a
You
half
always
a point of
round it off.
Kelly's.
Why not 5.25%?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
5.5%.
Absolutely.
Don't
You're
get-
100% right.
I'm paying him 1%.
Hey, if I get him 8%, he's getting 5%, and he pays me 1%, he's still making 2%. Literally, we figured it out. On some of our deals, we're making, after we split it between the two of us, we're making more money than you guys are making on the same deal that you're listing at 5%. Think about that. And that's only one side. Tabitha's that's gonna be like slicing my tire. and go,
What works for you, Eric, works for you, it doesn't work for everybody, like, my personality doesn't work for everybody, and
I,
I know that,
no kidding.
so, I'm good. I'm good. Yo, no, but I'm good.
I was coming to hug her. But here's the thing. If you can take something away, go away. Go do work. But if you can take something away, get yourself a higher commission, you're all worth it. You're not working at, what's that 1% shop in Livingston? You're not Redfin, EXP.
Premium One Realty or
Yeah.
One, there's something
Oh,
one.
okay.
You all got mortgages to pay or rent to pay. The rent is due every day. So go make it. Goodbye.
You gotta get rid of them. They can't get rid of you.
No. They're like, oh my God, he won't shut up.